Alright, as it is now the next day, and this has had overnight to cool down, I think I'm ready to pull this guy off and do a valve adjustment. Yeah, and then, 40 miles driven yesterday. Should be a good enough little break-in period. It probably won't take very long. I have them, probably don't even need any kind of adjustment. It's pretty much just going to be checking on them, see where they're at. Plus, I want to, since I wanted to do that, I didn't put any of the gasket on it, so I want to gasket this up and then get a different bolt in here for that, because I know it's stripped, because I didn't only stripped it. Before I take that off though, I have my little cheapy compression tool, my sweet custom made case, little compression tester. I want to go through and test them, because I forgot to do it before I started this thing, so I have no control. But yeah, so I want to pull these off, get the injectors unclipped, and get this turned over and see where we're at. Well, these spark plugs look the same. They all look like this. They're all good. They're all good to go. I want to look in the cylinders here and see where we're at. Not seeing any puddles of oil. There's something there. Curious. Yeah. I don't look like anything major. I am curious as to what that is, but I don't know if I'll ever find out, because I'm not going back to fuck in there. Looks like there might be a little burning oil on there from something. I'm gonna pull the check the compression here. So I just got this all set up, ready to go. Got all the spark plugs pulled out, and I remembered that the engine has to be warm. Okay, so now that I got the stuff out, I can at least, take the head off. Alright, got this guy off. Took that guy off. That dude's off. I just need to start cranking and start feeling. Alright, managed to get everything buttoned back up. There were a couple that were extremely loose. This one was way off. A couple of them were, shit, even that one just now feels. Dang, I just checked that one. Anyways, apparently I'm gonna have to go back through again. But yeah, seemed to work out fine. Timing belt mark is still there. Yeah, this is just buttoning back up. So I was just looking at this bolt here, and it doesn't appear to be stripped. It just appears that it had a whole bunch of oil in it. So it goes in just fine. Tightens down. Now that I have cleaned all of the oil out of there, there was a ton in there. It looked like that thing right there, but so yeah, maybe I'll clean the oil out of all of them, and that way I can get my case back on. But I just put the gasket stuff down here, got all four corners, and I'm about to drop that guy on. Alright, I just figured some shit out. When I was taking this guy off, I noticed that there was oil under the washer of the bolt here, and as I was putting this back on, I was looking at this and looking at this tab, and I realized that this gasket is in the way of the bolt hole. So that's where that fucking oil is coming from. This isn't for a D16 Z6, this is for a fucking Y8, which has the grounding up here. I love when they try and do these big bundles, like, oh, we'll just throw it all in there and it'll work for like 15 different engines. Well, it doesn't work for 15 different engines, because now I got a massive fucking oil leak that I thought was a bunch of other shit. So I gotta figure out how to get around that. I don't know. Pull it in or pull it out. Bolt in or bolt out. Either way, I'm stretching the gasket over where it's not supposed to be stretched. And there's no fucking pressure there. I don't know. Or I can get a much shorter bolt. I'll find a shorter bolt. Yeah, that's the only thing I can do. Damn it. Every single time. This damn thing. Everything's back together. Let me take that, except for this dude. I was looking at the depth on that, and then versus the one that I had, which is this guy. You can see the difference So this dude, with the thickness of this, leaves me with about that much. Yeah, it should be, you can see in there, it looks deeper than I'm gonna need. So hopefully this guy will be just perfect. And then I can get back to what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna button up my injectors there, make sure this guy's back hooked back up. Basically just get it back on the ground so you can get it warmed up, do a compression check. Alright, so I was just about to pull out of the garage here. I wanted to put on one of these adhesive foams up in here somewhere. Try and stop that rattling. That's super annoying. Like I said, I had one of these things up there, shoved up in there. It disappeared. Let me throw this on there and see if that helps. Yeah, it's in there. Hope it doesn't catch on fire. Yeah, that'll be alright. That's what the heat shield's for, right? And I pulled it out. Sounds really good. Sounds really good. Like, no noise whatsoever. Yeah, purring. A little bit of oil. Nothing crazy. Nothing alarming. Doesn't look like there's any more coming out of there. It's not like gushing out or anything, so that's good. Looking at this guy. I don't know how well that held. I don't think it held much at all. I think it just kind of crept up the side there. Oh well. Alright, well. This guy warm up. And I can do some compression checks. Alright, so good news. As you can see by looking at this bitch. That's exactly where it is on 4, 3, and 1 on this one. It was slightly under. I call that 178. I even wrote it down as 178. But I got 180 across the board essentially, which is fucking awesome. 120 is you need new rings. 160 is you're doing just fine. 180 is you're above par. You're doing great. 200 is you got fucking you got a milled head and like shit. Yeah, 180 on a D16 Z6 is doing pretty fucking awesome. Let's see, I managed to squeeze 46 miles on this gun. I'll check for codes. Oh, I got a code. What is that? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Is that 6? Is that a 16? 1. 16. Now, if memory serves correctly. 16. What was a 16? I just drove it to the store and got it all hot in order to do this, and it was driving a little bit weird, so I'm gonna go ahead and look up what a 16 is here and figure out what's. Alright, so I'm a total idiot. I'm like freaking out trying to figure out. I'm like 16. I thought that was a fuel injector, and I come over and I look, and yeah, it's a fuel injector. And then it popped into my. I'm like, oh man, maybe I had a pin unplugged. How about if I have them all fucking unplugged? Such an idiot. It's funny when you do this stuff, how worked up you get about some slight little thing. You're like, oh my god, what's going on? What happened? Because you know you have to go back and like check yourself, do a mental checklist of everything back and whatnot. So yeah, anyways, 180 compression across the board is fucking sweet. I don't think I could ask for better numbers, honestly. Confirmation of a well done rebuild, or a rebuild gone well, I guess. All right, what's next? Okay, so it's the next day, back out here, and I drove to the store yesterday for a little bit. Everything seemed to be pretty good. There's a bit of an idle problem that I didn't have before, so I just don't think I got all the air bubbles out of the coolant after the second time that I switched out the head bolts or whatever I was doing, the valve stem. So I'm just gonna let this run. I gotta get rid of a bunch of gas anyways before I can change out the tank. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for a little bit here. In the meantime, it's sounding great. Everything sounds great. So yeah. Yep, did a little painting. Pulled my interior pieces. I had to do something else, so I needed to pull my interior pieces. So I went ahead and painted this really nice dark walnut. Looks really nice against that kind of brownish upper part. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just putting those back in. Got done doing, got my idle reset, did a whole ECU, set my idle, and then I did a full ECU reset. Got a bunch of stuff taken care of. Just basically spent like quite a bit of time doing another project for a different video, but yeah, that's pretty much done. Right now I just gotta clean up. I did a bunch of wiring and other junk. Just gonna clean up and find out what else I can do. Oh, now that these guys are back to working, I have actual LED bulbs in there. Oh, I can go clean. What do I do with them? Oh, yeah. I just cleaned one of these guys. You can see it's all nice and out of focus. We're focusing on that dip. Anyways, yeah, it's like fogged on the bottom and unfogged on top, which is kind of cool. I gotta figure out which way. I guess you can have it like dim. I don't know. Maybe it's I bet it's a dot. It goes like this. I bet it's that dot. The drain hole. It's a bummer because I want it brighter. Whatever, I'll just have to do it that way. But you can see how clean I got this one. Versus the other one had spray paint on it and it's kind of years of junk. Oh my god, it shattered! Just a bunch of shit on there. So I'm gonna clean this one up. Just using a little Windex and a brass brush. Yeah. Yep, got these nice and purty. Nice and purty. I was gonna clean the bolt. I actually started to try and clean one, but that's what it looked like before about 2 minutes of cleaning, and that's what it looked like after about 2 minutes of cleaning. So I was like, oh, I'd like to reuse them if I can. I went to my drawer of, and I don't have any of those exact ones. I have a lot kind of like it. I have some that are the same size but bigger, but I'm gonna have to look through my stuff. Well, I had to clean them up, got them as best I could. Reckon I'll be able to get them on there and get them off again. But, geez, you can see. That's crazy. I like to keep the OEM stuff on there if I can. So I'm gonna go throw these guys on there. Alright, they're back in there. Looking beautiful as ever. Finished that up, took a nice drive around the city, and I'm telling you what, boy, it is nice. Got myself 60 miles on there. Killing it. Killing it. Absolutely sounded amazing. Just driving it around. The rear shocks, I'm still getting a bit of the on the sharp turns, so I'm gonna bring them up. I'm about to start this gas tank, so I'm gonna bring up the bring it up anyways. So I'll pull the tires off and rotate them up another 3 full turns, which would be 9 full turns on each side from the original 64 that I set it at from the front. The front was 64 and the backs are Well, they're above 64 now, so I gotta figure out what's up. I know the back spring rates are higher. If I remember correctly, I got the 350 and the 250. I have to look back to make sure, but they've been awesome. The Progress coilovers, the second series, I think it was. So yeah, man. I was looking at these guys, these lamps, and it looks like they can come up more, but I've got them tight down so much that they don't. Depending on whether or not I need to, I might have to cut this upper edge out a little bit, just that inside like 2 inches, like right up in there at the bottom of the screen. That 2-inch lip right there might give me, visually from the front you won't be able to tell it's missing, but from underneath it should give it more shine down power. So hopefully that'll be something I can tackle. Just a matter of kind of want to wait until if I need to take the bumper off again, but I still have this. You can notice this gap right here. The headlight is set, but the gap is so far off that I have to reset the housing. In order to do that, I got to take all this stuff off again, which I wish I would have done when I was doing the wire tuck, but I didn't because I forgot. So that's pretty much going to be it for this guy. It's running great. Sounds great. Just have that. I even did a couple of full wide open throttles to try and learn the ECU so it knew what a wide open throttle was. It was funny, the first time I did it, it was very shaky, and then after like the 5th or 6th time, it was understanding what wide open throttle is. It's really interesting how these ECUs teach themselves, learn, throw away old information, and just keep learning and learning and learning. Setting all these little trims and whatnot. It's pretty spectacular, considering it's 35-year-old technology. But it's Japanese, so you know, hey, everybody knows the Japanese make all the good shit, right, Doc? Alright, till next one.